I love what you do, and we're very interested in it because you're solving a big problem, possibly for the telcos.
Correct.
To get some revenues from the advertisers, despite Facebook and Google being so powerful.
Yep.
It reminds me a little bit what you do of the model in the gaming industry. You probably know companies like SponsorPay.
Absolutely.
Which actually grew up with us.
Oh, really?
So they started here, like when they were pre-revenues the first year.
Fantastic.
Is it a similar model that you basically have value given to the users who are watching advertising?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, it's a similar model. There's a number of different models out there, as you say, gaming industry. Good friend of mine, Brian Wong, runs Keep. That's in-app contextual messaging and offers delivered to you in the moment that you require them. So there's a lot of modeling based on not filling and polluting this marketplace just with more advertising. We know that we don't want to do that. Creating this value mechanic, and value is subjective, right? So, what may be valuable for someone may not be for somebody else. And what we're trying to do here is just say, look, there's a piece of real estate that exists with a behavior. We unlock our phone about 150 times a day. So if we can create a real estate where we deliver contextually, highly targeted messaging based on your behavior, we feel as though not only is it a benefit back to the audience, we're going to give them a hard benefit back as well as a soft benefit. So as I say, they can exchange their currency for certain rewards. With Tesco's, we haven't even plugged into the club card play yet, but you can start to see that if at the end of the month you go and buy your groceries and we give you £5 back, it's a benefit. It's a benefit in that sense. So yeah, look, we've had a huge amount of investment over the last year, $14 million. We've got some great people sitting on the board. I think
Let me ask one other question. At the moment, the ad format is simply when you unlock the screen? Or,
correct.
But you could potentially expand into other ad formats within the mobile operating system? Absolutely.
So, I mean, we chiefly want to create a space which is full screen at the moment, so it has a real impact. We've just moved into content palettes, so we're looking at ways we can distribute content within, and we've run a couple of different UXs, and in fact the one that came out best was something similar to Snapchat. But creating something sticky that keeps people there as soon as they unlock their phone. Some people don't like it, some people find it too disruptive, but I think the behavior of unlocking your screen, seeing something that's right for you, and where we want to take it, it's not just advertising, not just content. We're having conversations. I sit on a board of a company called NOAH16, which is connected cinema. So again, when I was in LA, we were meeting with the guys from Lego Batman. Imagine you walk into a cinema and you're going to go and see Lego Batman. When you unlock your phone, that canvas that we own has a Lego Batman emoticon keyboard that you download either pre or post. Huge, I mean, that would be a huge take-up. I'd personally do that. We're talking to Live Nation. When you go to festivals, when you walk in and you unlock your phone, why don't you want to see vouchers, you want to see coupons and where to go, so there's a potential there.
It sounds pretty tough to get in there. I mean, do you need the consent from Apple and from Google after the phone is unlocked that you can sneak into the operating system? Isn't it closed?
So Apple, they're a closed shop. We're not working with iOS. This is only for Android phones.
Only for Android.
Only for Android. Windows Phone, potential, but it's too small a market share. Android's about 70% of the market, and it's an open platform. So
why
don't
the telco guys do it themselves? I mean,
why don't
the telcos?
I mean, I think you could say that for any business, right? If the telco, the telcos have got a lot of potential headwinds at the moment, right? They've got.
No, they don't have the talent, so they're not able.
They don't have the talent. I mean, look, they're very good at product marketing. They're very good at servicing their own customers. What they're not great at is thinking about innovation. That's across the board in any market.
But you work with followers. You don't work with the market leaders, right? The Tesco sees an opportunity to gain market share, maybe, or
correct. I mean, the challenge I think for someone like Vodafone or EE here is that they've got big enough challenges. This is a real innovation play. Unless they incubate it themselves and put time, money, and resource against it, they're looking at seeing us build this up outside. The technology platform, the commerce play. This takes a lot of resource and a lot of motivation. Yeah. So I think they're going to look at it, see how it plays out, and someone like Tesco Mobile, who is a challenger in the marketplace, is much more open to being innovative than some of the market leaders.
And tell me, the people who are looking ads for money, are these the demographics which are interesting for the advertiser, or are the ones you don't want?
No, I mean, look.
Probably you have heard that question before. No?
Yeah, I've definitely heard that question before. Look, I think again, if someone's only buying a mobile phone because they get their bill paid for, we're looking at a lower socioeconomic level. There's brands, those people still wash their hair, they still buy food from the supermarket, they still buy cars and go on holiday. There is a value there. You might not be selling them £75,000 cars from Mercedes, but what you are doing is they still need to be highly targeted. And those people are using this. It's not for everyone. High net worth individuals probably don't, need their bill paid for, are that worried about a value mechanic that gives them back something on a virtual exchange.
Maybe they're more interested in what they come up with, right?
I think they're going to be more interested in the content that
How
they
many
get served.
advertisers you have so far?
So we've only been going 12 months. It was our first birthday 2 weeks ago, and we've had over 350 brands that have been advertising with us. So
brands.
Brands.
That's quite a lot, huh?
It's huge. I
mean,
mean,
it's kind of then targeted like Criteo targets, like what you have been doing before, and they show you relevant stuff. So that's why you have higher click rates and it's converting better.
We've got higher click rates. I think also we're new, right? So people are like,
do you have any competitors?
Competitors in this space. Like you say, you've got your Fibers, you've got your Keeps, but no direct competitors who are investing as much in developing a global and scalable platform as much as we are doing, because a lot of the other competitors are local in the market and very specific to that particular place. What we're trying to do, and we realize this right from the outset, is that there's a potential to go global, but only if we can scale the platform easily and have the exchanges plug in super easy as well. So no direct competitors, but certainly competitiveness within this value space.
And the format, there's video and also click-throughs, right? But
correct,
a lot of people watch the videos.
Correct, a lot of people watch the videos.
So how many videos do I need to watch to have my £50 phone bill paid?
You need to watch a lot. What we do
£50 phone bill.
So £50 phone bill. What we do here in the UK, we're giving back £3 to £5 on a phone bill. So if your phone bill's 50, you'll be getting 10% of that back.
So it's capped.
So it's capped. What we do is we give back a certain data plan, and then we give back a certain amount of money. In emerging markets, on the other hand, so if you look at a mature market like the UK, someone who's got a pay-as-you-go bill, their fee may be £7.50. So you're paying 50% of that bill. In somewhere like India, that's their entire bill. The entire bill is anything from £3 to £5. So actually, the value that we're creating in emerging markets is actually connecting more people to telephony and to the web by paying for their bill. And in emerging markets, people are much more understanding and open to the value exchange of looking at ads and content in exchange for having their bill paid or a virtual currency. So
what is the biggest business where you have like paid for consuming advertising? Would that be fiber?
Sorry, say that
What
again.
is the biggest company where you make money by selling to consumers advertising?
I don't know, actually. I mean, there's a lot of big sectors out there.
I mean, it's going to be a super interesting discussion.
Correct.
Over the next 5 years.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if you're following the ad blocker movement.
Of course. I mean,
we had the ad blocker last conference in Berlin at our conference, to the extent that some of our partners went on the barricades.
This is
but there you have a similar opt-in long-term strategy.
Correct.
Where you have like a more targeted, curated delivery of advertising who are less annoying.
Correct.
Than before.
And I think the reason why people are slightly aggressive towards ad blockers is because once you download those, they essentially they come and camp on your real estate, on your site, on your mobile site, wherever it might be, which is why publishers are so dead against working with them. What we're doing here is augmenting the experience. Yes, it's opt-in, but what we're doing is allowing brands to be ahead of a Facebook or a Google or a site, but we're still driving real dollars back into that value exchange. Ad blockers, on the other hand, are doing it by surreptitious means, let's say, and that's why there's so much consternation. And as you quite rightly say, people think ad blocking gets rid of ads. It doesn't. It just supplies another batch of ads that people have agreed to see.
They're creating their own world.
They're creating their own network.
And so we were talking about the telcos unable to innovate.
Yeah.
But Google and Facebook, they should be able to innovate.
Correct.
Aren't you scared that they could come into your sector and offer this as an add-on for their advertisers?
I think everybody has that fear. You know, I was with Snapchat the other week, and you know, they realise that Facebook are openly challenging them. They're not even hiding the fact that their feature set is now exactly the same. You see Facebook challenging eBay with their own marketplace. Google are moving into every area. Yes, of course, companies of that size can easily focus a team, put some money and resource behind it. What we have to do is get the potential success we've got here to a certain size, and we don't know what our exit strategy will be yet, even if there is one. And
you just build a great product and a great company with a great team, and you don't worry what the others are. Right?
Exactly. And you know, I think if Google wanted to really turn the screws with Android, they would have done this years ago. Android's an open platform. They know they can't really mess with it in that way, and it's a platform that needs to engender other businesses and life. And so look, if Google or Facebook move into this space, it means we've been super successful, and I'll be very happy to
Maybe they move in with you.
Maybe they do.
Thank you so much. That was very inspiring.
Lovely. Thanks,
Hopefully
Marco. Cheers. Thanks
see
very
you
much.
in Berlin.
Cheers, guys.